Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now before I start, for those keen-eyed viewers out there, you might notice something a little different about me in this one. That's it, I've got a new t-shirt. So, no, not really. I film these videos in batches. There's a few weeks in between, and in between the last batch and this batch you might see a little slight difference on the face side. So please leave a note in the comments saying what you think about my new look. In the meantime, I'm going to take a look at the Canadian I.M.P. Now this is a 2016 menu. I've not had many of these. They're very expensive and difficult to get hold of here in the UK, so I'm thoroughly looking forward to giving this one a try. This particular one is the hash browns and bacon. So let's get this on a table and see what this pack contains. I now have here on the table this 2016 Canadian I.M.P. menu 3. This particular one is the hash browns and bacon. Now I've not had many of these. I do like the Canadian I.M.Ps usually. These again are very expensive and very difficult to get here in the UK. I think I've only reviewed 2 or 3, so always nice to get. Very simple paper bag, a bit like an old style lunch bag. I believe the ultra new ones of these now come in plastic, which is a shame, but obviously more waterproof and protective. No easy peel seal, so if we just tear open the top of the bag there, and again, as always, a nice impressive set of contents. So let's have a look what you actually get in this single meal I.M.P. So straight off the bat, there is the mains, the hash browns, potatoes and bacon, and a lot of the nutritional facts and values there if anyone that might be interested would like to pause. There's the mains. We have the traditional dessert, which with these I.M.Ps always seems to be some form of fruit. This particular one says sliced apples. We have some cornbread. It's going to be interesting to try. I've tried the US MRE cornbread. I've never tried the Canadian. Be interesting to see if they're exactly the same or if there's any sort of subtle differences. We have a maple and brown sugar oatmeal. Obviously, I'm assuming these are meant to be a breakfast menu. Hash browns and oatmeal would be a typical sort of breakfast. There is a orange base powder, a chocolate protein drink powder, so a chocolate protein drink. See if we can get these on, keep them all in shot there. We have a coffee whitener, a espresso coffee, there is sugar, coffee whitener and sugar, a little packet of strawberry jam. The only thing I could think of putting that in would be to put it into the oatmeal. There is a little pack of book matches, red tip. Still going, a few little items in the bottom. There is a wet nap, a beverage bag for mixing your beverages in. There is a little pack of Tic Tacs, a recycled napkin or piece of TP, and a long reach, quite flimsy looking spoon. So this is the contents of the Canadian 2016 I.M.P. menu 3. So let's get these out on a tray and see what they look and taste like. As you can see, I now have here laid out on the tray this very impressive looking I.M.P. breakfast menu. I've re-boiled the hash browns, and opening it I find out it's made by the Warnick company, so I should imagine it's exactly the same as the US hash browns and bacon. And I didn't notice, but it does actually say on the box, made by the Warnick Company in Cincinnati. So more than likely the same as the US hash browns, which I tried only a couple of weeks ago, but it'll be interesting to see if there is any subtle differences. So I'm going to start where I like to start, that is using the things that need a little bit of preparation. So I'm going to start off with the espresso coffee, whitener and sugar. I'm going to make it straight as I like with all three components. So the espresso coffee, quite coarse granules, medium looking colour there, and shake that down just for the whitener. Standard sort of whitener, and I'm just going to add about half of the sugar, which should be about a teaspoon, sort of quantity I enjoy. And to give it its best chance, I shall give it about 3/4 of a mug, not quite fill with water. It does actually smell like a quite strong one, so just slightly more than 3/4 of a mug, I think. It is dark. Okay, let's wipe that spoon a little. Now I'm going to go to the next drink. It's the chocolate protein drink. Tear open the bag, fill with water to the line, seal, shake. So we shall just follow the instructions. There is a simple chocolate powder there in Lux. It's got a screen little while I collect the water, and very difficult to measure, but it looks like that's about it. Very difficult to see in this bag. And this is where it all goes terribly wrong. We'll give it a couple of folds just to try and make sure. Give that a good old mix around. There's a lot of drinks in this breakfast menu. There is a coffee, a chocolate drink and an orange. And that's nice and thick. I think that's a little bit too thick. I'm just going to give that a little bit more water. I don't know if you can see there. That's super thick. That's not actually a drink, so I am going to give that more water. In my opinion, that's just far too thick. Give it a bit more water. See if I can get a drink consistency out of it. Okay, try again. That looks more promising. I think there wasn't quite enough water the first time round. So a very nice, thick, chocolatey drink there. And of course, what breakfast wouldn't be complete without a glass of orange. It says 250 millilitres of water, so in this glass that's about 3/4 of a glass. Very fine looking powder there. And again back with a cold. Quite a lot of preparation in this breakfast menu. We have some oats, which also need making up, which I'll go to next. Okay. So we also have some maple and brown oatmeal, and it says add hot or cold water. I do actually like warm water, so I'm just going to bring in a little bowl here, move things around a little just while we can make the oatmeal. So that does look a nice mix. So I am going to mix a little bit of hot and cold to get a sort of consistency that I enjoy. That's certainly plenty of hot. Give that a little bit of cold now. Obviously this is to individual tastes. I like mine quite runny, plus the oats also soak up a lot of those liquids, so there is a typical sort of oatmeal mix in the sort of consistency which I prefer. That fits slightly there. We also have some apple slices. Again, these are all bagged individually in a box. So Baxter's, a well-known brand, well-known company here in the UK also. So I'm not going to have enough bowls for this. So I'm just going to, very tough packaging. It says scissors. I thought I was going to need to bring in the knife then. Just having a look. Nice apple slices there. Just drop those in the tray. Nice large pack. Lots of packaging being left over. There is some strawberry jam. I'm just going to take the corner off that using my old friend there. A lot of preparation, a lot of preparation. Finally, the cornbread, produced of USA by the Warnick company. So again, it probably is the same as the cornbread I've already tried in the USMRE, which I found quite sweet. Looks like it's had a bit of battle damage there, but it's soft, it's still very moist. From 2016. And finally, we're down to the hash browns, the final component, again made by the Warnick company. So it's almost a US meal as opposed to Canadian. And that does look and smell just like the hash browns I tried a couple of weeks ago on the US MRE. Oh, that's very hot and burning my fingers. So, large, impressive breakfast. So I think I'll start where I normally like to start. That's with this coffee. So dark looking roast. Very strong. Espresso certainly is. A lot of strength, dark, bitter. Very, very strong coffee. Decent, good, instant coffee. Very enjoyable, very strong, bitter, a lot of coffee flavour. A good quality instant coffee. One of the best instant coffees I've tried out of these MREs. Let's try this chocolate protein drink. Thick, chocolatey, rich, comforting. Again, very good quality, very enjoyable, very nice chocolate flavour, not overly sweet, not overly bitter. Nice thickness to it. And moving down to the orange, not as fluorescent as the US variant, so it's nice to see, not too much colour. Light, refreshing, artificial orange. Again, out of all the orange drink powders I've tried, one of the best. Certainly not one of the most chemical rich. Clearly 100% chemical, but it doesn't necessarily taste so chemical rich. So again, 3 excellent quality drinks. One of the best coffees I think I've had up to now out of any ration. So let's start looking at the oatmeal. So this is brown sugar and maple. Nice and thick now. It's had time to thicken a little. Smooth, creamy, sweet. Personally, not my favourite flavour. I think it's the maple and brown sugar, but that is a personal thing. Certainly rich, filling, thick, creamy. I'm just going to add a little bit of this jam. So a little bit of the strawberry jam going in. Looks like it's a nice thick quality jam there. A little bit of strawberry. Let's just try that now. Obviously improved the sweetness. I was getting quite sweet now, but for me that's improved the flavour. I do prefer the strawberry over the maple flavour, but still enjoyable, comforting, sweet, rich, creamy, nice flavoured oatmeal. Let's take a look now at the hash browns and bacon. Very much like the one that I tried a couple of weeks ago. Looks like there is some vegetable component in there, maybe a little bit of onion or cabbage. Let's try more likely onion. Let's have a little taste of this. Potatoes are soft but not soggy. You have some texture, a nice smoked bacon in the background. It is the same as the US hash browns and bacon I tried a couple of weeks ago. But that said, that's not a bad thing. I enjoyed that. I'm enjoying this. Nice, filling, warming, comforting. The bacon, lots of flavour, smoked, still has texture, still that meat feel as you eat it. Enjoyable, tasty. Another taste of the coffee. Rich, strong. Could have filled that to the top and it would have still been good coffee. Let's have a look at some of this sliced apples. So sliced apples in a juice. So it looks very nice, very soft. Soft, typical canned styled fruit apple, not overly sweet. There is sugar in there, it's a sugar syrup, but just enough to take away the tartness of the apple, certainly not overpowering. Again, a nice refreshing apple. Certainly have no problem eating those. Shall come and have a look at the cornbread. So looks like a pound cake or a UK Madeira style cake. Sweet, soft, certainly like a sweet cake. I have heard tell we don't get cornbread here in the UK. The only cornbread I get to try is from these rations. I have heard in some parts of the US the cornbread is more like a standard sort of white bread. Here it's more like a cake, it's more like a pound cake, it's sweet. So I think there is two sort of versions of. This one is the sweet. Personally I enjoy this one. I'm going to add a little bit of the jam. So I'm going to have a bit of jam on the cornbread. Wow. Excellent combination. Good jam, nice and sweet, nice taste of strawberries. Excellent accompaniment to this cornbread. Like a sweet, tasty after meal. Bit of pudding. Refresh my palate. Nice, refreshing, light. This is going to form my brunch. I'm sort of midway between breakfast and lunch. I've not had breakfast, so I am going to eat this. So I won't be eating the spearmint Tic Tacs. Had these before, sold commercially in most countries I believe. They are just little mint candies, mouth fresheners, good quality, nice flavour of mint. I'm going to save those. I think most countries around the world have Tic Tacs in commercial, so you'll know exactly what they are. And just finally a look at the Whitener. Small little Whitener. Certainly not the strongest looking at it. Let's just get rid of that out of my hand there. Certainly not the strongest. There's a very slight lemon smell, a very small detergent smell in the background. Not the wettest. Actually, it's not doing a very good job at all. Quite disappointing. It's weak, slight smell of lemon, not very moist. Suppose would just about do the job, but if we're talking about troops here whose hands could be filthy, certainly wouldn't clean a filthy pair of hands. So, excellent breakfast menu. There isn't nothing here I wouldn't enjoy again. The drinks are some of the best drinks out there. The coffee certainly is. This is certainly one of the best instants I've had out of any ration. It is a good, strong, that is almost like filter coffee. It is so good. Overall, an excellent breakfast ration. I would certainly have this again without any hesitation. So, I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification button for future videos coming very soon. So thank you and goodbye.